ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025, at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an awards ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 U2 categories and many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
Welcome to another late edition of the We-On-Loc Nation channel, aka the Lock Sector. Oh, what an extraordinary week. What an extraordinary week. Niggas crashing out everywhere. That's all I see. It's just a whole bunch of people just uptight and for perfectly good reasons. Perfectly good reasons is why I'm on this live today. Hell, I had nothing else better to do, but some of this stuff needs to be told before somebody gets hurt. And I don't want nobody getting hurt. I want nobody crashing out on niggas all over internet beef. It's just not right, man. I mean, some people are sensitive to certain shit. Like, for example, watching people on the Lapeef network, you got one guy crashing out on another, and it's like pretty much words don't mean anything once people say the most horrific shit, or it just ends up in a free-for-all after words are mixed up. And then, I mean, it comes a meaningful conversation 1 minute, and then the next minute you'll be ready to go to blows, all because somebody said something slick. And I understand it, but some of us are in our late 30s, early 40s, and even 50-year-olds. I mean, when we get in the mix, I'm ashamed today of being a man, because we're teaching young men that it's okay to crash out. And some dudes don't even get it. Some dudes just don't get it. We can't just do, I mean, the internet might be the internet and all, but there's going to come a point where dudes are going to see each other. Dudes are going to want to be in one specific place. And then in the next minute, it could end up bad. And none of us want that at our age. And I often ask myself, what are we teaching the boys of future, of our future time? It shouldn't even come to all this, yo. And it used to be a time where I used to say, screw it. Just let them box, let them get it over with. It's just like a backyard brawl or whatever. It's just you and him, and then whoever wins wins, whoever loses loses. But you're still alive at the end of the day. And then we'll just sit back, and then one day, 10, maybe 20 years, we can sit back and we can laugh about all this. It's not such that way anymore. Once we say these words, I'm I'm effing you up. It's over. It's over. There ain't no other words to say that. This is how young men are. But at least people like my age, and I'm in my 40s, people in my age, they at least talk some things out. And they have some people around them that say, yo, just cool out, chill out. The mature ones, not the ones that egg the shit on. I'm talking about the mature ones. So, needless to say, there was some dudes on the panel that mainly had an issue. What the topic was, are we failing our community as men? And I guess one person didn't take it well. We'll go over it. One person didn't take it well. And it ended up getting out of control until one of the soon to be elders had to step in and give an analysis of what went wrong. And obviously everybody was pretty much listening to what this guy had to say. But I would pretty much would prefer I would pretty much prefer to deal with the situation in that length due to the fact that it teaches young men and young women not to crash out, because this is what the white man wants. This is what the white man wants. But we're out of sync with that. When I read into the Willie Lynch letter, people were calling it a fake. But now there are those who believe that this is real. If anybody read into the Willie Lynch letter, they know it's real. Just look at the results. I ain't got to tell you nothing different. Just look at the results. We are in danger. We are in danger of losing everything and everyone. In 2050, it's going to be different. If we are still alive to even reach that. If we're still alive to reach that, I would be amazed. But the rate that it's going right now, I don't know. I heard some people were here in Las Vegas, by the way. Some people in the beef sector, I don't know what the hell's going on. Don't care. But some shit happened in MGM Grand where some dudes got into a fist fight, and one dude knocked these big unhealthy human beings, and the women were jumping all over this cat, and she was just pushing them out the way. All you saw was blood on the floor. That's all you saw was just blood all over the floor. I mean, this one cat was just handling business. All right. And there's another instance where people do not know how to say excuse me. Dude was looking up and down at his woman and it's like, what the fuck? And like, what the hell you looking at? Blah, 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 blah. Whap, 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 whap. Next thing you know, gunshots rang out. And by the way, the worse it gets, the more you have to think to yourself. If you have women and if you have children, if you are married, I suggest you strap. Because we are in some wicked times, man. That's why I stay in the house mostly. I said if D Durrell, shouts out to my old boy D Durrell. If D Durrell or Trish were gonna come to Las Vegas, that would be the only time that I was gonna come out the house. The only time. But they're not here, so I'm not gonna come out the house. I'm not coming out the house unless I have to go to the grocery store, and the grocery store is right across the street. The only person that bugs me are homeless people. That's the only people that bug me. And I don't pay no mind. Other than that, I'm not coming out the house for nothing. Nothing. I live in a relatively safe part of town. You know, I mean, everybody, you know, pretty much closest to me knows everybody. One of my Haitian friends downstairs, she wants to cook us a plate, you know, that good Haitian food. And that's cool. That would be good linking up. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, we done it before, we do it again. We done it before, we can do it again. And I love the brother, you know. And of course, you know, Pillsbury, that's my other brother. You know, so I wish them and G Gates, I don't know what's going on with that situation, nor is it any of my business. But hopefully, maybe those two could reconcile them or whatever. I don't know what the hell is going on in that sector, in that part of the world, nor is it none of my business. I quite frankly do not care. As long as they ain't shooting at one another, that's just fine and dandy. And it's just fine and dandy. I mean, it would be cool if I had my brothers here. It would be cool. But like I said, going back to the situation, what I seen in when I think it's like a TikTok video or something of a guy on the street getting blasted. I mean, guns were blazing at one. I mean, just unloaded a whole clip into this guy while he was just laying there. And what the effed up thing about it is he was still moving after he got blasted in the face twice. I mean, just no soul, no spirit, no nothing. Just just shot at him, shot at this brother while he was just laying there. I mean, we just need to just be careful. Be careful of who you talk trash to. I've talked trash to a whole bunch of people on this app, and nothing has relatively ever happened. And I'm lucky. I'm lucky and fortunate that nothing has ever happened. Now, as I'm getting older, I had to get a little wiser because we're dealing with the younger generation now. We're dealing with people who are still angry, people who are frustrated, people who are trying to figure some shit out, and just they're left with our leftovers. I'm a Gen Xer. They're just left with our leftovers. I mean, piss poor education, uh, just bad. What was it? Good job, bad pay. Relatively, you're still on welfare. You have to get on welfare due to these prices that are going up. Um, police are bothering you. People are forcing you to select Kamala Harris as your Madam President of the United States of America. I ain't voting none of them. I ain't voting none of them, but it seems to be like a pressure. It seems to be like a pressure cooker. Yep. If you can get it, be prepared to take it. Yeah. I've done my share. That's why I had to leave. I've done my share of effing up. That's why I left Dumont sector years ago. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But anyway, with this whole Lapeef thing, I guess there was a guy that said that women talk too much shit. He said enough is enough. And he ends up saying, well, if no woman will acknowledge the woman who disrespected me, then it will be a crash out time. There will be a time where I will completely crash out and no one is going to do or say anything about it. And I said to myself, this is some stupid shit, because each time we take 3 steps forward, we take 6 steps back, because we don't want to have women talk to other women. That's what it should be, where men talk to other men all the time. All the freaking time. All because one person said something that he didn't like. Yep, none of them. I mean, check this out real quick. If Kamala Harris wins, and it's looking like she just might, even though we're only 2 months, we got 2 months to go. I want to see the look on every man's face. Every man from the manosphere up into the red pill and black pill. I want to see the look on these people's faces, because it does absolutely nothing for me. Like I said, I can care less. But it will be absolutely astounding. I mean, think about it. You have Meg the Stallions, and you have the Kwames from the Amigos, whatever his name is, representing her. Personally, I would rather have that than Hulk Hogan's of the world, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I mean, do what you do. If you think that Kamala Harris is the right one, then by all means, do what you do. Vote for Mrs. Harris. Go ahead and do what you do. But all I'm saying is, if she does nothing for you, let's just say in the next couple of years, if she doesn't do anything for you, it's your fault, because you're the one that voted for her in the first place. I was always told, well, if you don't vote, you won't have no say. What's the logic in that? If I hold my vote to a person that will absolutely positively will do nothing for you other than give you some, okay, I'll look into it type mess, versus another person who will literally throw some, I don't know, some paper towels at your ass. I don't think you will remember, but Trump was somewhere overseas and threw some paper towels at people. I don't know if you've seen that. But anyway, I heard some niggas was crashing. Speaking of crashing out, I heard some niggas was crashing out in the Umar sector. I think it was between D. Durrell, who was it? D. Durrell versus who is that big ass girl that come out? Sexy toy lady. Now look, sexy toy lady gets on my freaking nerves. That was then. This is now. Whatever those two got going on, ain't none of my concern. But I do know that there's a lot of people in that sector who put their nose in businesses it does not belong. It does not belong. And then you got the situation with D and T Pre, which I will not be discussing at all, because those are my two good friends, and all I'm going to tell those two is just to work it out. Work it out somehow, some way. One's going to have to be the bigger person. They both have done relatively a lot for me, and I can't get in the middle of that. However, when it comes to everybody else, screw them. Let the chips fall where they may. And quite frankly, what do they do? Have they upgraded have the Umar sector upgraded their potential? I have no idea. All I know is they recently added 2 people. One's acceptable, the other one isn't. But anyway, let's get into the video, shall we? Let's get into the video, shall we? Fair use, fair use.
That is what you call a backhanded compliment. Something that means to sound in good nature, but is actually an insult. That's why Hank picked it up and he chose to respond to it. Those that are higher level know not to do that with people that can think. So when I hit you with a barrage, let's see how you like it. Let's not gloss over the explanation, which you wish to skip, because I saw it fast forward past the orange, which gave the finite explanation as to what I was doing as for cause and effect. But you can have the floor now. I'll respond to it.
JR, can you go back to that? And we'll because I wasn't skipping over it. If you heard JR, he said, do you want me to go to the 254 part? We can play every single comment and actually read what you stated.
I don't know. I guess they were going over some film or whatever. And recently somebody was commenting on the video. Somebody was trying to correct the person, and it's just all one big ass mess. But let's continue. Damn, hurry up.
It started at 248, JR. when with the super chat.
All right, I'm looking for that orange.
I'm sorry to hear that, but
I
not
didn't
I.
see it.
I don't do my woman like that. She can talk to me. I'll listen. And I'm honest with her. I don't beat around the bush. Just like I do with y'all. I don't beat around the bush with y'all. I tell you how I feel, just like I'm doing now. But I understand.
Okay. All right, it's that time, folks. Got a few super chats. Kenneth, $2 says Gooch is here. Got my roast spray for the unruly. KP again, $5 says, let's be truthful. Most women are allergic to words like guidance, correction, and falling undercover. And if you don't know how to support a man, then check in my head. KP.
This is the same guy that I guess sent in two different types of super chats. That he's basically trying to, I'm not saying trying to control a woman, but basically trying to tell a woman in context what is right and what is wrong, but how he's doing it is not something that should be happening, because 9 times out of 10, that person that's already with someone, if Kenny, whoever, were to try to check that woman, obviously that man will probably have a problem with that, and it becomes a problem. See, we don't particularly, especially me, I wouldn't go up to another man's woman and check her. What the hell is that shit all about? You're going to go to another man's woman, or you're going to go to people that you don't know, not knowing what they're capable of doing, and check them. Black women ain't going for none of this crap. No, not at all. I mean, we can talk it out, we can negotiate, but you ain't just gonna go up to any old person with, even if the woman did something crazy, the man is there who is qualified to check her. It will be there to check her, not you. You feel as if you have a responsibility to the Black community to check women. But this is what I'm talking about, how weak this community is. You ain't gonna check a white man, but you gonna check a woman. Ain't this crazy?
Yeah, again, $2 says, let's go, Hank. Tell her she's shaped like a dumpling. AP again, $2 says, crumb cookie bag talking from the closet.
All right, did we get to the super chat that wanted to see?
No, because it's down the line. When she said I could keep donating my little $2 because I'm this, that, and the third. It's actually down the line.
At 248.48. Is that one, or right before that?
There's only one orange, so you did your homework. Yep.
Guys, men in general.
Wait, you have to
JR and these J. We all.
What you say, Kenny?
I think you need to
it has to play out, and then it leads into it.
Yeah, because it's not perfect what you're doing on StreamYard with the skip.
Say this, and now we don't all say that, but I understand what you're saying. Right on, man.
AP super chat $20 says, checkmate. You can insult my brother, but not one lady checked her for calling him dumb. But I lash back for him. For him, all y'all jump out to behalf. Girl, code is real. They got 11. $10 says, I blame.
So now, not only did I acknowledge it, the following super chat acknowledges it and said, I blame Hank for all the mess, because in the comments, they were actually catching the snipes. When I said checkmate, I did something for a certain effect to show that the girl code is real. So I explained as to why I did it. So for you parsing out those things, that's fine. It's good that you could parse them out. But that right there was the culmination of everything as for what I did. I wasn't playing checkers. I was playing chess. As explained, you can insult my brother, but not one lady checked him. Checked her for her behavior. They actually piled on and started giving her compliments like she was the victim.
Okay,
rather
so
than just the bad behavior.
all right, so
I have something to say too.
Go ahead, Sharon.
So this is where it gets a little funny, right? So I know you're saying you take the high road, but you don't take high road with insults, right? Just like
No,
he came
I
in,
never said I take that.
Hold on, Kenny. You gotta let her finish. Kenny, let her finish.
Just like he came in and he corrected her, I think that was the most respectful correction, like advice. He did a good job by himself. It was no insults. He just said, look, this is the issue. You wouldn't do this. He gave an example and everybody was able to move on. It was the jab. You can't throw a rock and then not expect somebody to respond. And I think that's where the issue is. And then you got on mistake yesterday for laughing. JR laughed. You didn't give him smoke. He was laughing. You understand? So what I'm saying too, and let me finish this. And then you were throwing comments at her. There was not a man who checked you. So I'm just trying to figure out when we check. I mean, when is okay?
3 steps forward, 6 steps back. Look, I'm gonna give an analysis. When we're having a conversation and a woman starts joking, and women are very highly emotional and they joke and they play and blah 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 blah. Somebody may not like that, and then because it targets a certain gender, and they just want to prove that they have a manhood by saying, yo, you need to, that ain't right, that ain't cool. You need to shut the F up about, my boy this, my boy that. You want to defend your boy all day, which is understandable. But correct me if I'm wrong, ain't Hank a grown-ass man? Ain't he like 6'2", 6'3", or something like that? This is a big guy. I think he can handle himself. He doesn't need another grown man to help him with a female. Now, if it was 1 versus 3 males, I can see Hank may need a little bit of help. But we're talking about 1 female online. Talk trash about me all day. It's not going to affect me anymore. Because I can just click, because there's this little red button on here, I can just click off. Or I could just say F you back and then click on the red button and not be affected by it. But for the fact that we take things a little bit too extreme, it can lead to crashing out. And this is the reason why I say you're letting the next generation think it's okay to do this. And you're just carrying on and carrying on and carrying on. You want to prove a point. And this is the reason why we have this title up here. The disrespect on the panels must come to an end. Let's have the conversation. Okay. A woman disrespected you. Okay, cool. You don't have to talk to her. And I'm sure that JR is smart enough that he's going to do something. But literally, you feel some type of a way, right? So she still stays on, and yet you feel some type of way, and you want to express You want to express how you feel. Cool. There's a way to express how you feel without not going on this long ass rant. But I got you.
Are the women, are the only people supposed to be getting checked around here, or how is it supposed to work? Because when you do it that way, nobody's going to take you serious. If you're going to say what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, we can take you serious. That's how I work, right? Because I was right for you yesterday. I was like, was distasteful, but I heard that side. I took it. I didn't see the story like I'm seeing it today. And so if you're going to get on one, you have to get on the other. Because did you not get on mistaken for laughing, right? You said she was laughing. But I'm just asking you,
because that's a whole myth.
Yesterday, you said that you got on yesterday. You got on mistaken, and you said because she was laughing. But I'm telling you, so is JR.
Okay, focus on what you could control. Didn't you say that yesterday?
So I'm just telling you the reason why.
Okay, you asked a certain question, and I saw you flip flop yesterday when held under scrutiny of other people questioning you and giving you. Okay, so I saw you flip flop when other people like Sean Antonio and the other gentleman came up and gave you models to look at. Then it went from it being virtual to you being fearful in your own personal lives regarding something that just started here, and it was about checking certain behaviors. She did not take the correction. She tried to pawn it off like it's just what it is. Correction is you accepting it and then you changing your behavior. Him pointing it out does not mean that she was corrected, because she did not want to accept that she gave a backhanded compliment. You changed your views a couple of times, and then when it got too thick, you went to the part about, oh, it's too many men up here. I feel like you're jumping me, aka dogpiling. Did you or did you not?
I was not about to give my son. So this, I'm not on trial here. I'm just telling you, you came with some drama yesterday.
Now he feels like all women need to be checked. Some of these Negroes are just way too sensitive. And it's gonna end up into some drama. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong, but the way that was looking, well, this was nothing. The other videos, I would say it was quite interesting. Let's just put that, to say the least.
And the story you came with was not the story that it was. I was on your side. I even said it was distasteful. I felt bad for you. Only to look at the story to find out that it is nothing.
It's nothing.
It's
nothing.
No, you started it.
It's
you cannot
nothing.
pick a fight. You cannot pick a fight. He had himself handled. This is not saving it. He had it. He gets a big.
He had a handle.
He is the strongest, probably one of the strongest men I've ever met. I know that. So, or
you
even
met him?
seen on these panels, he had it handled. He handled it successful in a proper manner.
The mocking, the not listening, the blah 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 blah, and it's like, what do you do at this point? I mean, yeah, it's good to address it. Good, address it freely, address it however you please, but let's just address it and then move on from this terrible situation that is a bag of nothing.
He had it handled. He didn't need you to come throw jabs.
Okay, so watch this. I didn't need y'all to pal in. I didn't need to hear about her hair. I addressed what y'all did. I addressed what that one over there did. I am no victim.
I wasn't there.
You understand? And the total mischaracterization, you mischaracterized a lot of things that I didn't come in as no victim. I come in to set something straight. I'm no victim for no woman. So let's get that clear. When held under scrutiny, you backed down and you said you were being dogpiled, and we should be thankful that you stayed on that long.
You should be.
Okay, wait.
Listen, time is precious. I listened to you guys and I empathize with you. I said it over and over again, and then it turned into attack. When I didn't have to be there that
Who
long.
attacked you?
I did nothing, Kenny. Let's be very clear. I did nothing to you. I wasn't even there last week. Okay.
Who attacked you?
I heard your story. And I told you what I felt about the situation. So you're not going to comment. This. I'm just telling you about what happened yesterday and how
Who attacked you?
What I'm saying is all of
Still piling on. Just still wanting the acknowledgement. Still wanting people to address accordingly. Still wants to force an apology for something that only one lady on the panel was responsible for. Now you have every woman apologizing to this man, which is not right. Not right at all. You address the person that's responsible, not everybody that literally had nothing to do with your situation, which was laugh at you, call your names, and talk about your dead mother or whatever. You address that person, but it gets worse.
the questions, like I'm on trial. It's Sunday. I have been there for hours. Like I can't. Listen, I was there. I felt like it was not attack, like physical. I didn't feel threatened. It was just
words landed on you, right?
I did not feel like confrontation, bad energy on a Sunday. I have a family. Absolutely. It was a lot.
All right, y'all, let's try to get some other people in there, and then we'll come back and make sure we're sharing the mic. And it's not to take away from the conversation you're having, but I just want to make sure
can I just say, do you mind me saying one thing? Because I think Kenny took it off of what Shan was saying and what I was getting at with those clips was the point of correction, right? Because yesterday that was the whole theme. He said he locking arm in arms with all of the brothers to start correcting everybody, right?
He did say that.
So in terms of
which he did say, and I quote, "We will not be taking this any longer. I will be addressing this accordingly, locking arm in arm with my brothering," meaning every person that is on the Lapeef panel plus more. I don't know who is he. What the hell is that? I don't know who is he in connections to, but what Kenny is going to start doing, and this is his right. But here's where it's going to go left. Again, 3 steps forward, 6 steps back. Whenever men address something, which is known as going to be not even a detriment to women, women are going to start addressing the men in the same manner as the men dressing the women. And it's not going to be a pleasant one. It'll start off good. It'll start off great. I'll give it that. But once it ends up somewhere in the middle, somewhere around 10, maybe 15 minutes, all will go left because of one's person of not understanding how, number one, the internet works. Number two, how life will perceive you. If you're a female, you're hitting the wall. You're a detriment to society. Black men should, what's the word? Divest. Black men should divest from black women. But at the same token, black women have been divesting for black men for quite a long time now. And what good will it do? What good will it do? If she doesn't have anyone, somebody's gonna pick her up. But my point is, this does very little no good. But I'm gonna show you some things here in a minute where we literally, this is just conversation. I didn't even get into the fist fighting yet. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up here, but we haven't even gotten to the fist fighting yet. This is just conversation. There are layers to this. This is just a conversation. One minute it can end up a conversation. The next minute it could end in a man beating the shit out of a woman badly.
Correction. He specifically stated two things. One, he said that I, was laughing at, and this is yesterday. I had to mark it when you said this, that I laughed, that I was
Hold
laughing.
on a second, because I see you got them timestamps. We haven't got there yet. So let's just make sure we get the other people involved before we get there.
No.
Let's just make sure we get the other people.
Didn't hold anybody else on that panel. Hold anybody else on that panel accountable for laughing at something that was funny.
Okay, that's untrue.
Give me a timestamp.
I held the two people, females that were on the panel when all that nastiness was going on. Because one that is right here, she timed out. You had two other females that are not there, so I can only speak to the two females that I did see. Anything else will be addressed on King Talk. But as for y'all, I'm addressing y'all. Because that's why we have King Talk.
You know I wasn't there, right?
You don't say that. No.
I don't know what delusion that you have in your head, because you opened your mouth and said, I attacked you.
So then I clarified what I meant about that. I never said you attacked me. I said I felt attacked with all the people. It wasn't specifically talking about you. I told you I empathize with you.
How do you empathize and feel?
I don't think we like to listen to each other anymore. That's just my opinion. I just don't think we don't listen to each other anymore. Like, we are so afraid to not open our mouths. First, we are afraid to talk. Now we're afraid shutting up. I guess it's just this generation rubbing in on us, but I don't know if this is healthy. I don't know if this is hurting. I'm confused. I don't know if this is helping or hurting. But let's continue.
I know one thing. I know y'all don't follow it all the way. I know JR let other people talk, and y'all the same three people are talking.
So
come on, man. Let's
you
follow
took from that, I felt attacked by you. That's not what I meant to say. I did not feel attacked by you, but it was a lot of
good old Hank. Good old Hank. I absolutely missed that guy. Pause.
Bad energy coming, and I just did not feel like answering the questions that were coming. I was not prepared to answer those questions yesterday. They had nothing to do with me, in my opinion. I was not on that Sunday show the week before. This is my first time I had to go back and watch it.
Okay.
And it was totally mischaracterized.
All right, go ahead. Let's go to Hank and get Jay and Ali if they want to say something. Go ahead, Hank.
No, I'm gonna let Jay and Ali go ahead and go.
What the?
All right, go ahead, Jay.
All right, this is my input on everything that I've observed. I mean, I would say me personally, I've been on the Lapeef network for maybe 3 years. Hank probably 4 or 3.5. Mistaken 2, maybe 2.5. Shan, you know what I'm saying is that you understand what I'm saying? And
the point. That can't be something that's not normal with you. That could have all been done there when I was on other panels and I was giving donations, and those ones you can't point out as I dissed her. I tried to mend in the comments because if you can go back, I would be like, Country Cookie, send me a heart. And she would. But then if I challenge something that she says within a super chat, here comes the disrespect again. You shouldn't ask me what's my end game. It was explained yesterday. If you heard me loudly, it was explained yesterday. You have yet to hear me call her out her name or disrespect her in such a fashion. That placebo that I put there is to show what is rampant within these panels in certain communities.
Oh boy.
It gets like a drill getting bored in your ear when you're trying to be progressively moving forward and someone speaks certain banter and they don't live up to it. When pushed in adversity, they sink to their lowest forms.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my end game. That's if she chooses to correct it. Because it's going to be one day an example is made. You ain't as tough as you think you are. I come from those places. I've been around women that talk like you.
Here it go. And it gets to, you're not as tough as you think you are. You're all tough talk, blah, 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 blah. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. This doesn't need to be, it's basically you're challenging someone who is weaker than you. And where are we going? I'm like, seriously, what are we doing? I mean, is this what it's going to come down to? The stronger sex versus the weaker sex in a fisticuffs? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, it goes that route. Every man, 90% of men would have stood tall. And then where would we go? We'll be nothing but barbarians. Literally barbarians. Because we destroyed every single female that disrespected you. Verbally. Not physically, but verbally. We need to get over this. We need to get over this. Don't, if she's being that disrespectful, don't invite her anymore. Tell her you have not banned, but you can't come back until you give a formal apology and apology to the group. But you bantering on and on and on and on and on. And she does the exact same thing, and it absolutely goes nowhere. So it's both of your faults as far as I'm concerned.
And it's disgusting. And like I said yesterday, I don't know you. I just know your behavior.
JR, he breaking the rules.
I broke the rules by just pointing out something and not being disrespectful. I answered you, Jay.
Right. Now, my thing is, okay, so you mentioned multiple, times of disrespect with Cookie in particular. Multiple occasions of disrespect. What's the end game for her no longer to be on this panel?
No, I pointed out. We're a community when we're in La Peef.
Oh, God.
I'm not coming in to have nobody ousted. But if I'm doing fuck shit, I want somebody to call me on it and make me make adjustments. If I'm doing something you don't like, point it out. Trust me. I'll give the damnedest to do the adjustments. It might not be overnight, but you will see progress.
That's my biggest problem right there. The man just asked Kenny a question. Do you want her kicked off the panel? The answer should have been yes. If you feel that she's a detriment to the Peace Network, I would have said yes. Because it should have been nothing. You trying to correct somebody who don't want to be corrected. Leave that shit be. But you're making it much worse than it already is. And then you're involving other people. You're involving other women, which does not, I don't know.
That I do not see progress with said individual. We're going to bump
But
into
I
each other.
did point out what you said.
Hold on, Cookie, let me finish. And then I
You're
come
not
to you.
following the rules, JR. This is not a good debate.
Okay.
No,
right.
what I'm saying is, to me, it appears that y'all don't get along. Y'all are not going to get along. Y'all are, on different ends of the spectrum. Like you said, you have grown up around people like her. What is the end game with that? Do you avoid those people?
How I conduct myself, Jay.
I've seen it,
Okay,
I've seen
how
it.
I conduct myself. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody or dig down deep. We're human, we're flawed. I got big apologies from Sweeney tomorrow when we're on King Talk, God willing. But you're not going to hear me dig down deep and say some foul things that I cannot take back. That's not the cloth I'm cut from. I done seen with my own eyes of where those things go. And when I hear a woman talk,
you don't have to go on some weird ass monologue. Just say what you need to say in short and just let it be. This was all for nothing. You could have went on King Talk and said this little shit.
Tough. You ain't as tough as you think you are. Stay in your feminine. And that's what I'm pushing. Ain't no woman gonna get no apologies. And those discussions I'm gonna have with my brothers. Trust me. If I offended anybody, trust me, they'll have a discussion with me as well. And I will stand accounted and present.
So Ken, let me ask you this, and I'm gonna give the mic back to Jay. If you talk to the brothers and the brothers come to you and say, Kenny, you were wrong, would you then apologize?
If they could show me exactly where I'm wrong, you're just not going to tell me something. You have to show me.
Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
So if there's no correction,
trust me, if it came down to that, and they showed him where he was wrong at, there's gonna be some ad libs, there's gonna be some talk back. He ain't apologizing. He ain't. There's no apology. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't see the video to it. I just heard the reaction, the aftermath of it. But this is the calmer part of it. I'm gonna get to the part where I need to get to in another video. Not to this particular discussion, but where shit could go left. And Kenny is on King Talk talking shit. I have no beef with none of these people. I don't. I just have I have some not misunderstandings. I don't understand where some of this shit is coming from. It's the same merry-go-round talk all day. I don't know. Was it even interesting when Anton was on there? Probably not. But this is the same ongoing theme. We watch a video. We do our little analytics on the video, and then it goes to, well, women are disrespectful. That's all it is. Women are unruly. That's where it goes. It's time to divest from these and go to where? White women? And then in the next year, you're going to be like, these white women are crazy. We should divest from white women. And it's going to go to Chinese women because these Mexican men don't want you interacting with their women. Hell no. And there's more of them than you. So let's not you interact with Chinese people. These Chinese dudes gonna cut. Let's go.
If there's no correction that is accepted, where do you go from there? Like, the people that you grew up around that spoke like this, how did you deal with that?
Life dealt with it, unfortunately, because where I come from, you couldn't do that too long because examples would be made. But in the virtual ethos, it's a different ball game. I don't want that for nobody. The adjustment that I make, Jay, the adjustment that I make here is to greet that with silence. Because yesterday was a moment for me to get off after us being that long and recognize what women are willing to step up to the plate and call out BS within that side and which ones aren't. And after, there's something that Shan said to me that stuck with me when I was working out. I got to be more stoic with it. I'll greet her with silence if that's not fixed. My questions won't be posed to her. I'll be on the panels. I'll make my points, and I'll digress and let other points be made. But as for warming up to that, if that behavior don't change, there will be 7 people on the panel that I'll address, and out of being respectful, that 8th one I won't. I'll try my best to keep my conversations this way.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and let me get Cookie in there, bro. Because hold on, Shannon. Let me get Cookie in there because she's been sitting. Go ahead, Cookie. What are your thoughts about what's been had?
Before she starts with a rant, thank you for this late live that you're participating in. If you can, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like, please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. It would be much appreciated.
The evidence that has been brought against you is damning. I gave you the reason why I popped off about the book. You didn't accept it. Told you last night why I did that. And I'm not going to apologize for something that's part of my personality. I don't believe that I'm tough. You have in so many ways threatened me. You've threatened my life at this point. Somebody, it'll be handled. It'll be taken care of. Yeah. Look confused. Look surprised. Because where I'm from, somebody that says that life will take care of it, it'll be handled, that sounds like a threat to me. And I ain't trying to.
I could take that one or two ways. I don't think he would be the type of person that would threaten you, like take you out of this world. But women have their ways, so I'm skeptical at this moment.
Be tough. But I'll tell you one thing. My dad raised me. I had both of my parents. And I don't respect anybody that don't respect me. I don't receive anything from anybody that I don't know that don't respect me. So you can keep the soft talk and acting like they didn't just provide all the evidence to lock you up in panel jail and fake like whatever it is. Act like you didn't just talk bad to me, breaking one of JR's rules. I ain't said nothing about you yet as far as being out your name directly to you. And this whole time you've threatened me because you think I think I'm tough. You think I think I'm tough. I need you to hear that. I'm only tough around people I feel threatened by. And you, sir, are a threat to me. I need to stay in my feminine. I'd be staying in my feminine. I didn't argue with Hink when he came back at me. You jumped in the comments telling a black woman about her hair. And yet, you want me to stay in my feminine? I call cap. I call this whole facade that you putting up right now, cap. And like Miss Taken said, the only person on this panel that didn't laugh was Jay. But if you want to address everybody, address the laughing, address everybody, we all here. What you point out just the women for? It seems like to me that you're an attacker of the female. You even found a way to drag Shan into it and try to find some kind of way to correct her. That's weird. It will never be acceptable to me. You have a problem and don't even realize that you do. And anybody that is willing to drag other women into a situation just so he can get the chance and get his rocks off to correct them for laughing at a joke, which you claim wasn't funny, which when we run it back, clearly it was funny. You're a threat to me. In my world, sir, the feminine goes out the window. So it is what it is. You ain't got to talk to me. It would be a blessing if you didn't say shit else to me the rest of your life.
And that's where it should have just ended. Boom. Right there. He expressed how he felt. She expressed how she felt. Like, and you know, women are always going to make it, you know, how do I say it? They're going to make it a little bit more smooth and they're going to make it more crispier. They always got something extra to say. And they're going to do it. They're going to say it. If I were him, I just release, just let it go and let her go. That's what I would do. But they're going to continue.
And I would thank you for that. I would applaud you if you didn't say anything else to me. So I have no problem with that. But until you realize that either you have some type of underlying hate towards the female sex, and you just need you didn't have power growing up and you need to have power, so you come on here trying to correct everybody. Shan wasn't even on the damn show last week. So I just don't get it. I don't get how you're even sitting here trying to justify what happened when you clearly started it and they got the receipts and you still trying to find a way to make women wrong. It's talking about we sticking together. No, sir, we're sticking to the facts and you need to wake up. You one of those people I call a sheep. I bet you loved Kevin Samuels, huh? All I'm going to say is this, and I digress, because I'm trying to follow the debate rules.
Always come down to go, Kevin. May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. I didn't have a problem with old Kevin. You know, all the other stuff that he was talking about, I wasn't quite with it. But I really never had a problem with old Kevin. Not a problem at all. When you went after Umar, that was a one shot. That was a one shotter. No big deal. But there's Umar and Kevin are somewhat similar to each other, but that's a different video right there.
Keep my name out your mouth and I'll leave you alone. But the second you come for my hair, me, and I ain't even talking to you out the comments, I ain't on no panels with you. Leave me alone.
That's what women say when they feel threatened, they feel in danger, which is quite interesting to say the least. Which is quite interesting to say the least, and it's quite scary at times because some, not all, but some women act like victims, but yet you keep putting more logs on the fire. Here, it's more like everybody was joking, reacting to a video. It went left. One person took it personally. That would be Kenny, and wanted to check not just one woman. He wanted to check everyone because every woman was supposed to check that one woman. He was on his red pill tip at the time, but here they're just addressing it accordingly, and I feel that she said her spiel, he said his. Let's end the conversation and move on. Oops. How you doing, Bridge?
Let's just let that marinate a little bit. Hank, you gonna add anything to this?
No, I mean, look, for clarity, my relationship with Cookie is just on these panels, and then I talked to her on Instagram about, expressing my sorrow for the loss of her mother. We don't have no intimate relationship like a sex relationship. Nothing like that is going on. Please believe me, it's not like that. So in case somebody may be confused when
You don't have to address it like that. You can just address it how you want to address it. Like, there's nobody's freaking bet that she's a cool person that I have a conversation with online. That's about it. Nothing else. No more. I have a wife. I'm good. I'm good. Sometimes she talks to my. You don't have to. If people don't want to believe you, people don't have to believe you. They can go straight to hell. Let's tell you.
When y'all people keep saying relationship, that's the first thing people go to. That's not how it is. So
there's different terms for that. Oh, God. People take things way too. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my mom had plenty of friends in the plant. She's had friends for over damn near 30 years, even married to my father. My father had friends. I was a baby, but I don't know, man. People just need to be in a tube or something like that. Just a test tube of a man and a woman just being involved together. No reaction to the world whatsoever. As soon as they touch the purpose, alarm goes off. I'm like, I just needed some cereal. People are just super sensitive. No, you can't talk to this woman. You can't talk to this woman. It's not allowed. You can't talk to this man. It's not allowed.
Let me go and correct it now. I got a future wife that I'm married in less than 7 days. And
Good. Shouts out to Hank Anonymous. He's going to get married in 7 days. Congratulations.
I'm not going to let nobody disrespect about putting that body on her or me like that. So it is what it is. So that's all I got to say for now.
One of the things that I've learned, I haven't always been like this, right? Because I'm growing as well, is that when you, like, two wrongs don't make a right. I can understand when somebody has to defend themselves, but if it's not at a level of threat, if you do something wrong, I typically, now what I do is I apologize for what I did that was wrong. Because I do understand that you can add fuel to a fire. And if I go back and I reflect and I say, what could I have done better? If it's something that I could have done better, then that's what I'll do. So let's just kind of keep that in mind, man. I don't know how y'all think, y'all grown folks, but that's just how I move, man. When I'm wrong, one of the hardest things for people to do is to admit when they're wrong. And I think a lot of people make excuses for them doing something just because of the way they feel. And a lot of times the way you feel is not necessarily the correct way to respond to something. Sometimes if you have an impulse thought, then you have to probably let it simmer down a little bit so you can get a little bit more clarity of the situation. And especially, and people do watch us. There are people that do gravitate to us and like our personality, and they're thrown off when they do see us in certain situations, in certain temperatures. Like, wow, I never thought that person would say something like that or do that. So as we do strive to get better, I'm hoping that we can kind of look at things in its entirety and think bigger in the moment. But go ahead, Ali, you want to say anything? And I'll come back to you, Jess.
That's because you haven't seen the previous video. Let me go to the previous video because you have not seen it yet. And to be quite frank, both of them were in the wrong. Both of them were in the wrong. I'll just leave it at that. But it just seems like to me he had just about had enough. Like, never had anybody to express how they feel about a certain person. I mean, gee whiz, give me a break. But yeah, you didn't see. Why is this thing going crazy? Okay, you didn't see. Never mind. Let me just do this. This thing is going ape shit again. Let me cancel that. Cancel this. Let me do this one. 1 second. Ooh, hold on. 1 second. How's work? How was work? Is it here? Yep. I'm getting warmer. Getting warmer. Okay, here it is. All right. Yeah, but like I said, you didn't see the previous. Shut up. There it goes. No, let me go here. Let me go here and boom.
Complicit of being on one wavelength.
Don't take that in consideration. Something happened where like I said, that grieving period must have taken way longer than the average grieving period, or some, like I told you, like my friend.
How long is the grieving period, though? I'm just curious. How long is it?
Well, it depends on how much the person means to you, right? So if the person means a great deal to you, like I told you, like with my friend, and I sent you, you really took at your text message, I showed you a picture of what I'm talking about. It's like and this has been years later.
Yeah, I feel you. Many nights like that.
Later, always, I never see the new girl. He always posting about his ex-wife. So that's a different kind of grief. You know what I'm saying? And that's years. So I don't know. There's a lot of information that's missing. Put it that way.
Like I said, I think
Yeah.
I think he was implying, or he's trying to get her to admit that something was going on that he didn't know about. That's what I believe. The way he was talking, I felt like he thinks that they were still intimate.
Or he
wasn't
thinks,
man enough
or
to
maybe he
ask.
thinks, or maybe he thinks that maybe you still have feelings for him. That you
I'm looking for it.
y'all
I'm
were
looking
friends,
for it.
but
Hold
you
on. I'm
really
looking for it.
still have feelings for him. It's just all he was offering you was friendship.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I ain't mean for it to go that far. But now we're talking about the same woman on the panel. Kiki Cookie. Here it is.
Oh, I remember this nigga.
All right, come on now. Come on.
Sorry.
Come on. And we civilize here.
Civility is something that you lack most of the time when you speak to me, but it's fine. Bless the Sunday, dog. Don't run, Jay. You stick around. What's up, big fella? BX native. I throw it up for you. So now, topic, points that I made. It's not bashing you. It's just holding up that mirror. A lot of women, like the doctor said, 70% function in low areas, but a lot are scared to acknowledge it. Giving an example from last week, you said some nasty stuff. That's not a high functioning woman. You profess to be something that you're not. I don't have to slander you, swear about you. I just gave you fair dynamics. I put the platform that, okay, once you throw a rock and you get hit by a boulder, how do you behave when you get the same thing given to you?
On the internet or in my real life?
No. How you conduct yourself in any form is real life.
No,
Because
it's not.
this is
isn't real
indicative to how
life.
you
That's what's
behave.
wrong with you guys. Y'all think this is real life. It's not for me.
So your behavior was an act?
This is entertainment for me.
It was entertaining stating that a couple years ago used to beat ass. But now you're
I said 20 years
reformed.
ago, and that's a fact. I said I've grown. I never said I wasn't ever a low functioning individual. That never came out of my mouth. What I said was I'm a high functioning individual right now. I said in my past. Can somebody back me up here or run the video back?
No.
You did.
No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody can back you up.
No, she did say previously, she said, now in my past, I would beat some at, she did say that, but she did absolutely say, but I am high functioning now. She did say that.
It's growth. Now I gotta wait.
But here's the same.
Look at it.
No. I actually went to turn something off so I could be respectful and give you my undivided attention. Or mistaken, when she was making those nasty comments, I did see a grin on your face last week. So the same way that you could advocate for something that she said this week, which was false because her narratives changed within a span of less than an hour as for how she saw something. Then when asked, please define what a high functioning woman is, she ran away from it. But because of the pushback in the comments, she felt the need to readdress it.
Well,
So when girl code favors rather than corrects, it falls on deaf ears. Your argument, your defense falls flat at that point in time because there's no correction to be given. Low functioning, we could say all of us. No one is completely complicit of being on one wavelength because we could always point out something about ourselves that we reassess, we may regret, we may have woes for.
That's literally how I started out my statement, though. You just don't like me. First of all, let's talk about last week. Let's rewind.
Refresh me because I don't like this. Because
this is the same individual that.
I'm sorry, I just came back. What was going on? Somebody was beating. It was said that she was going to beat somebody, not eat.
that says, "Oh, I'm back from my super walk-in closet with thousands of dollars worth of clothes in it." Are you the same dude that said something about my closet? I can turn a light on
So
for you.
so you just with
I'm
that
just
statement right
asking.
there.
Are you the same
Okay.
person? I'm asking.
About you being back in the same closet and shit. Yeah, that was me.
Oh, then this discussion is over. I'm not talking
Okay,
to you.
but
But you're
okay,
low
so here's the
functioning.
thing:
You're
the
literally judging
necessity.
me for my choice of acoustics and where I sit in my comfort zone.
We are going to go over common pieces of career advice that job seekers get.
On where my prayer altar is and my crystals.
If you chose to ask me why I said what I said, it was already explained. Because Hank didn't feel the need to throw shots at you for you disrespecting his intellect. But when one of his brothers chose to hold you to that same pendulum, we saw your behavior. I could care less about what's in your closet.
What did I just get through?
We saw your behavior when Hank had already addressed what was going on. Why do you feel the need to be the next enforcer when, quite frankly, everything was already handled? I don't get that. I mean, what are we literally trying to do? Because let me just tell you the truth. If anybody were to check my wife, it would be me. Me and me only. Now, if it's her brother, if it's her brothers, excuse me, if it's her uncles, if it's her father-in-law, her stepfather, sure, I have no problem with that. But a nigga on the street, oh no, it's a problem. That's a problem. Number one, we don't know you. we don't know you from a can of paint. Like what? But unfortunately, this is the internet. I guess we're allowed to check anybody, that's disrespectful to men out there, I guess.
Saying. Were you not listening?
No, it's contradictory to what you said.
No,
because
it
you said
isn't
you were a high
contradictory
functioning
because
woman.
this panel is not my life, sir. I come here for fun. I come here to discuss with different minds. Outside of here, this is entertainment. I need you to understand that. Y'all take this too seriously. I am the comic relief. If you don't understand that, I don't know how to spell it out for you, sir. I already said I am a low functioning panelist.
Oh, she didn't think I was going to catch that. She said, I don't know when you get. That's the ultimate insult. That is the ultimate
side of this fake viral world that if it shut down tomorrow, I would be absolutely fine. And I'm sure every woman on this panel, every man on this panel will be absolutely fine if it shut down because we're high functioning human beings. You're taking this too seriously.
Being held to task.
And I'm
Please
not
do not drag
arguing with
anybody
you.
else into what you're doing. I'm not arguing with you. And your assumptions about me disliking you are wrong. I don't have that enough information to dislike you. I dislike your behavior.
You feel like you know me well enough to come up here and correct me.
Okay, she missed it. You missed it.
I don't know you. I don't know you either. So I've let you talk to me long enough. JR. I don't. This is becoming stranger danger. I need an HR form.
And these are the very women that you have within this world.
You, Kenny, because
it's not that deep. I would have just clicked off. It's not that deep. Because he's gonna go on this diatribe, whether she's in there, out of there. This is how men are now. Men are sensitive to women's words. And basically it's becoming it's getting dangerous because, like I said, the things that I particularly like to watch are reactionary videos, real reactionary videos. And the reactionary videos that I watch are dangerous. They're not fun because you got dudes out there who are being bold and like to put their hands on women because they think women are inferior and women are weak. And they just like going out with the weak ones. It's just like dogs, they smell fear. And when a human is being threatened by a dog and the dog is smelling fear, then that dog will attack. That dog will hunt, that dog will attack, and that dog will delete your ass. So they're stating that this is not the case, but these women need to check you, and these men are not going to check you. I'm going to check you. Because these women ain't gonna check you. Man, I was down in the comment section and I had put a couple of super chats just to see how she was gonna react to it. No, that's stalking, sir. If I don't F with you, I don't F with you. I don't have to say anything to you. I don't have to say anything to you. And if I feel some type of a way when you're on the panel, I'm on the panel, I just log off. Well, fuck it. I'll just say my little piece and then I'll just log off. But no, you feel the need to express yourself Madonna style. And that's quite all right coming from a man. But I thought men were had to be more masculine than this. I have the video. Don't you worry. This is just a little snippet of what happened in the aftermath of things.
Honestly, don't remember what happened last week because, like Cookie, I agree. This isn't my life. Once we have the show, I take what I can from it and move on. So I don't know what happened last week, but apparently you said that I laughed and
I wouldn't take it that way. Not sensitive, and well, they are sensitive. Women are emotional, men are sensitive. We're just angry. We're angry, we're enraged, and we need to be in tune with nature again. People don't even like that. Man, what does that mean? What does that mean, being in tune with nature? You want me to take my shoes off and be like them earth people? Not really. You can just meditate. Or just go outside to the park and just walk around. That's being in tune with nature, just being by yourself. Man, oh, that shit, it's just also draining when you talk about things like this. Because all this shit comes hand in hand. Whenever there's a woman there, now men feel more threatened. No, let me retract that. Men feel obligated to say something to a woman, to check her, and for the possible previous live streams that they've been in, or it ends up spilling on the real life and they feel the need to check a woman. This is like Angry Man 2.0 or some shit.
I didn't correct her or whatever.
None of y'all corrected her. You're actually so hold on, mistaken. So I can maybe possibly
hold on. Kenny, you gotta let her finish, Kenny.
Right. If y'all were having a conversation that had nothing to do with me, whatever she said or something that you said and I laughed at, if it wasn't offensive and funny or whatever, that's my right to react to it. it's no disrespect to you if she says something and I'm like, oh my God, or laugh. That's no disrespect to you because I didn't say anything directly to you. This situation, you're comparing something that happened last week that had nothing to do with me directly. It was indirectly. Whereas this situation, she said, can somebody confirm whether or not that I said what I said? And I confirmed it because I was listening. And there's a difference between listening for the purposes of critiquing or trying to catch somebody in something that they say, or listening to get something out of it. I was listening to get something out of it. So if you took whatever me saying, no, you did say that, whatever way, that's something that you're holding on to that you need to fix because it's not that serious.
It's weird.
I
know Hank and his wife.
Okay, so you see what's happening here. Hold on, mistaken. So there could be context given before you go too far on your monologue. It was nothing you said. It was something that you adhered to. You understand? So no one is saying that no one was saying that you're a bad person. But we're now accountable for the behaviors that we put out, right? Because there's prior shows that I've done stuff and I pretty much had to reassess with whom I offended and the message that I was putting it out. Because on this panel, we do have a responsibility. Some people say it's an illusion of life. When you put Ali and she puts her product out, that's not an illusion. That's her pushing a business that's helping somebody. When you hear Shan talk about things regarding teaching,
I'm really not trying to cut you off on what you're saying. I need to be able to follow you from the context. What was I laughing at? No, I need you to explain what I was laughing at because I really don't know. I don't know.
I was trying to get there. I was trying to get there. When she started making her nasty comments about digging up my grandmother and stuff, and those other nasty comments, you laughed because I rewound it and I looked to see who was laughing
at you.
Please welcome President Ronald Reagan, who has a few questions for you.
Okay, you saw how I was able to give you the floor.
Let him finish.
You saw how I was able to give you the floor.
I want to clarify that.
Okay, I got you. Mistaken.
Now that you said that, I was not laughing at you. I was in shock, like, oh shit, I don't believe that she just said that. I did not agree with that.
Mistaken. I gave you the grace because I know you're one of the more level-headed ladies that, care to discern, such as Ali. Shan is baking pies and doing reports because school is coming up. Salute to her. Teacher, underworked, underpaid. But the initial laugh is when she started calling me zesty. You understand? And I make sure I have a bad habit of having to rewind something, critique it, and then revisit it. And on these platforms, it's not an illusion. When Jay speaks in his Barry White tone, he's consumable, but he's giving you a message. He's not fake. So when people see Jay on the street, yo, brother, dap him up. I really like what you said, inspiring about brothers. What you said actually uplifted me. It made me step back and look back at something different. Give the topic today regarding Nick and Cam. All right, maybe you do have a point. Maybe they're high-valued Ray than Pookie's, and they don't exemplify the nuclear family. Thanks for giving me an insight and looking back. That's not an illusion. That's something actual Jay put his mind to. He set out a platform and it made sense. When Ali speaks and she was pointing out triggers, that made sense for something. When Mistaken speaks.
But I understand what Shan is saying because what she's saying is women communicate differently and she wants men to understand what that communication.
Okay, soften your tone.
Well, it's more than that.
It's
a little bit more delicately.
So we like the manly in you. It's just the word. We can use better words that are not offensive to the other person, right? So like.
I know Hank. Hank does not need anyone advocating for him. I chose to because Hank is one of my brothers, and I gave reason as for why. That would make me complicit Just as the same way I said the women that laughed when she was calling me zesty, and then she got to saying that foul thing about my mom, were there laughing.
You know what? I take that back for what I said. Some of these Negroes is sensitive, and they have every right to be so. They have a right to be that. However, this is a bad look. This is a bad look for the black community. A very bad look. Because any point of tendency, any woman who feels the need to call me zesty, number one, they got to prove that. Because I ain't gonna say shit to you. I'm gonna give you the big yee. I'm gonna give you the big high hee ho. Toss your ass up out of there. And I don't have to speak to you again. There's this thing called a block button. There's this thing called a ban button. All I gotta do is push it, and you're no longer in my presence. But no, we have to start talking that. Ain't these the same one? Ain't these the same ones that often talk about how we shouldn't be talking shit to a woman, it going back and forth with a woman? But now that you feel that you've had enough and you feel like your voice should be heard, and you feel the need to talk to the brothers about this situation, about some of these women, whether you say most of these women have an issue with you, have an issue with not being feminine, not being in a feminine space. This is all I do. That's all I do is just shake my head. But again, you have men panels. You have men panels who kowtow to this bullshit. And quite frankly, it goes nowhere because women are going to be women. And men are going to be men. It's just that nowadays, the smarter ones we know. The smarter ones we already know how to handle with kid gloves. The ones that I don't know his situation. Maybe the military effed up his head too many times per se. But I will say this: there is no reason for him to had ever continue on the situation, continue on, because like I said, 3 steps forward. We're trying to take steps forward, but we end up taking steps back. And it completely goes nowhere. It's in a stalemate. But now you're threatening to talk to your boys about this very situation. What are they gonna do? Other than mutter your sentiment, which does nothing but trigger the other side and saying, yo, this dude's a piece of shit. And it goes nowhere. It's a stalemate. It's a standstill. And this is why I say this is why I preach separation within these certain groups. I preach separation, that we should press the restart button at some point. But apparently, JR and Lapeef, they want to, try to work things out, and that's fine. They're trying to get to a point. They're trying to get to a head. They're trying to get to a point in life where we can all get along as one family, one generation. But yeah, I often say one bad apple spoils a bunch.
If I do not check bad behavior, and I know the problem isn't the word. No, it's the word. It's the feeling that's conveyed. Misdirect is a synonym of, misdirect is a synonym of correct, right? That's in the same ballpark. You just didn't like how it sounded because it sounded forceful, like someone was taking away your power. But
You just
you
said
can't tell
feelings
me,
that are.
you
I'm
can't
sorry.
tell me that I can't advocate for my brother when I see something that is wrong. That's like me looking at EDC and he makes a comment I don't like, and I said, well, you ain't as dumb as you look. That's pretty much what she did to Hank last week, and I found that highly offensive.
Well, and you have the right to feel that way. I'm not saying that part. I was talking about, coming up when you were talking about the mistakes.
It's highly offensive when you hear it. And pretty much, if it's not offensive to him, which, like I said, they already had addressed it already. You just brung your little corny ass up there and said what you said. But now you're making the situation a little bit more bigger than it already is.
Mistaken situation. I didn't watch.
She is right. She is right. And I didn't want, that's why I gave context. That's why I said she's the most level-headed one to be on the platform, because she actually takes stuff, digests it.
Let me see if I can go a little further. I don't need to hear all this shit. I do not need to hear all this shit. Okay.
But me and Hink, I don't have no problem. I can text Hink and ask him if he mad at me.
So I'm a fan.
Oh, you gotta be, because ain't no other reason you felt like you needed. Big as Hink is, talkative as Hink is, quick as he can make this whole panel shut up, ain't no reason you felt like you needed to come on this panel and address me saying something to Hink unless you were a fan, because Hink can handle himself. He always has. It's an excuse for you to come up here and try to be Captain Correct a hoe.
You a hoe?
No, you think we're hoes. You think that we're these dumb
why are
women
you
that
trying to
need
group
all this
other people
correction.
in with what I just asked you? Because
And that
you
is
just
a
said
phrase,
that you
sir.
were a hoe.
That's what I'm saying. You don't understand
I
sarcasm.
don't think Ali. I don't think mistaken. I don't think Shan.
Sarcasm.
They
Your
do not.
sense of humor
They do not
is
title themselves like what you just did.
non-existent. Oh my God. He take everything so literally, it drives me
I have to
insane.
with you. I have to with you. Before you went off, you said I would have him in HR. Didn't you say that? So I have to be. I have to cross my T's and dot my I's with you.
Say something. Just be what I'm getting a lot. Like, guys, y'all always talk about this Sister Cole and nobody's checking, nobody's correcting. Let me tell you how women operate. Okay, so we're clear. It's not that women don't have an issue with correcting. For us, which Cookie just reinforced, it's about relationship, right? So you and Cookie are going back and forth, right? I don't think it's anybody's place to correct this conversation. Y'all need to have the conversation. Me interjecting saying, Cookie, you don't need to speak to him like that, or some Hink saying, Kenny, y'all need to have that conversation. A lot of times when y'all are asking for women to jump in and do the correction, and if she ain't listening to you, right? Like, read the room. If she's not going to listen to you, then why would it make any sense for, let's say, Ali, myself, or Shan to jump in and say, Cookie, stop talking, or whatever it is y'all want us to say. Stop, yelling at him, or stop cursing, or whatever. I don't have the ability to correct her. Like, she just told you, nobody's going to correct me other than somebody who I have a relationship with. Cookie does not have a relationship with me. It's the same relationship she has with you. We're on here on Sunday. She says what she says. I say what I say. Whoever on the panel say what they say, and they move on. When other two people are having an interaction, I don't think it's anybody's place to say anything at the time the conversation is happening.
Okay, so
and
mistaken.
So I keep hearing these.
You went awry.
Hearing in the comments, especially for men, that y'all keep saying, you see how nobody's sitting here saying anything to Cookie. Nobody's correcting her. What is there to correct when you as a man is having a conversation with her?
Okay,
And
there's
she's
two
telling you,
paradigms.
nobody can correct me, boo. That's basically what she's saying. No, get the message.
Okay, so
Don't
here's the
correct
thing.
her. I got the message. It's
see
not
what
my
you're
place
doing.
to correct her. She's
I see
made it clear. Don't correct me.
I see what you're doing, but that would hold weight if I was up on the panel when she was disrespecting me. I would be able to defend myself as I'm doing now. I'm not asking for you to do anything that you don't find in your heart to do morally or ethically correct. You just have to live with the results of what comes with that and the labels, because she's been trying to have y'all grouped in with her speak from the beginning of the nonsense. That's why I always interjected, speak for
I
yourself.
ain't never traveled in a group.
So now moving forward,
now you just lying.
If you feel the need not to have your voice be heard, and it might make a difference, it may not. But standing in silence is complicitness.
But aren't
That
you
doesn't change
correcting her
either
already?
side of the aisle. I gave you a dynamic. If I'm not checked on my behavior as I am by my brothers, that means they're complicit with me doing what I'm doing. If it's not moving the progress forward, I've been checked by every brother here.
Right.
That's called minding your business.
No, there's no disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, you and her having a conversation. You're from your what you were saying. You came to correct her. You was giving the correction. Why would I then need to come in and correct her behind your correction?
Okay, it wasn't asked for.
Listen, if she's
If a man can't get correction from a woman, then what the hell is a man doing trying to correct a woman? If we can't take correction from a woman, what the hell is a woman trying to take correction from a man? That makes absolutely no sense. But I'm gonna let people do the particular dialogues with these specific panels. I'm gonna let them do what they do. This was just short-lived. I'm very, very tired. Just doing a whole bunch of chores and stuff. I live a normal life, just like everybody else on here does. Everybody else in the chat. We live normal lives. So most of us are married or in relationships that, you know, we just work and we have family time, whatever. It's a normal thing. We laugh, we joke, we cry, we scold, we get into our prayer closets each and every single day. But inside the matrix, as Trish would put it, that's okay. As Trish would put it, being inside the matrix, that means you have to clean out your stuff, my dear. We have to consider that this is just it's not real per se, even though it's talking about real things that happen in celebrity world, because we talk about celebrities all the time. And Crashing Out, Tyree, he needs to retire from movies. He needs to retire from all this. Tyrese just needs to sit his black ass down somewhere and regenerate, because he crashed out on the Breakfast Club. He keeps continuing to crash out. And I don't know if it's drugs. I don't know what it is. I mean, he talking about he wears fake jewelry. I mean, that's what he says. I have no problems with a man who is allegedly real expressing how he feels. I think at some point in time, men like that needs to go to Africa. Somewhere in Africa where they could just be themselves, because other people around him who look like him, who just speak a different language, might treat him a different way than Americans here would treat him. And he could, just like other people who have been here from America, who have been to Africa, other black men and black women who have been to Africa, and like Richard Pryor. I remember when Richard Pryor told the story about him going to Africa and he feeling the way that he felt. And one of the reasons why saying the word nigga is not in wasn't his vocabulary anymore, because he's seen a whole bunch of him in Africa. They just speak a different language. That's what Tyrese needs to do, is just go in there and he can feel some type of way. Now, if he goes there and he feels excited, he feels like he feels a whole brand new feeling, if I were him, I would not come back to America, because America is so toxic. It's intoxicating, full of this and that, and death, destruction, hunger, filth, sex, lies, and videotape. And he just needs to revive. He needs to revive himself. He doesn't need to crash. I hope he doesn't crash out to the point where he offs himself. I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. I hope my man Tyrese, he makes Fast and the Furious 11, because you're gonna do 10 part 2, 10 part 3. I don't know why they're doing it. Just come out with 11. Because he lost it. He lost his mother. He lost a series of people in his family. I understand. I understand. But let's just face it. You got a world full of people who don't give a damn about your situation. Oh, he makes over $1 million. He can get over it. No. Those people, some of those people have feelings. Most of those people have feelings. They have emotions that run beyond that. Joe even expressed it in his songs. It's like, you see what you see on TV, but when those cameras are off, it's a different story. Just like the people in WWE. Once those cameras are off them and they're off to their destination, you know how tired they are. And they got to suck it up and perform for all of you every single day. And you only get 2 to 3 days out the year. Nigga, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere. I mean, what they take every day, they cheer, audience cheers and they boos. But they got to come out and they got to either play the heel or they got to play the hero. In our everyday lives, we just try to live just to live. To try to make it the next day. Some people are afraid to close their eyes at night because they have nightmares of a friend of not waking up again. I guess and if that's the case, I have a suggestion for you. I think it's time to get back to God. That's just me. That is just me. I think it's just ultimately trying to get back to God. That's not such a bad thing, is it? Getting back to the person who put you here on this earth. I don't think that's a bad idea, don't you?
While I was up there.
How to create dope t-shirt designs for a print-on-demand store. Whether you're creating t-shirt designs for clients or for yourself.
If she's not going to listen to your correction, what would make you think that she's going to listen to my correction?
Okay, the difference is
consistent across the board.
To answer your question, I don't need you to correct her while I'm up here. If you choose to impart some knowledge that would progress it forward and get the negativity out the room, because there was a point, if you cared to see, I was willing to get back and have a discussion with her and ask her why she felt it was okay to use certain language toward me. I was greeted with belittling.
All right, I'm tired of listening to that. Let's get to the part where all the men are talking now. Where all the men are talking, it like I said, they're speaking of are the men failing as leaders? Are the men failing as leaders? No. I don't think these people know what leadership is or what it looks like. But I've seen something that hasn't happened in quite a while. I'm going to show you.
Because I feel like you're copping out when it comes to leading men, bro. You don't have to have these discussions because you are dancing around the question and making it as if, oh, if we can agree to this. That's not what we're talking about.
What are you talking about?
Leading.
How am I dancing around it?
Because you're not answering the question. You're not answering the question.
Okay, which part didn't I answer?
So he's asking you just straight up, how would you address it?
You not dancing around. Stop
Listen,
there.
hold on. You asked me how.
You asked me
how you gonna let me answer, right?
Wait, because you're lying.
You gonna let me answer?
He's not asking a straight up question. He throws different parts in it.
I'm making a statement on it. I feel like you looking at it completely wrong, and I think that's maybe everybody's not a leader.
Well,
sometimes some of us have to be led.
Well,
and
look
when
here,
I have it,
look, Law, you're implying that I'm not a leader.
Hey, Kenny, do you have kids? Kenny, do you have kids?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, what does that mean?
So let me ask you some questions.
Stop it. I want to see where they're going.
Man, we not getting over this.
Go ahead, Hank. Go ahead. Nah, man, but like honestly, like you might want to, shit. You okay? Fuck it. Let's just keep it real. You said, "Where is this going?" But ask yourself this: why would I automatically ask you, "Do you have kids?" but also assume that you do not have children?
I don't know. You have to tell me. I'm not going to write your story.
That's what I want you to figure out because it's the way you know what you're saying.
I'm not doing a horoscope. I'm not doing a crossword.
Well, I just said it.
But it's like so when you said that somebody
something he had to say.
All right, for real. I'm gonna just keep it real. Listening to you talk, the way you respond, though, how you're talking and all of this stuff. I cannot see you being like somebody that has a child that's bringing the child up that has to be selfless. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that fathers have a different perspective of the world. You know what I mean? And how things are and how you're supposed to act as a leader. It's damn near no excuses, no nothing. You know what I mean? And the way you talk and the way you conduct yourself, I just couldn't ever see you being in that position.
Okay,
you
so
know what I'm saying? Where you have
there.
to do
Full stop. I raised my nephew. He didn't come
That's
from
not,
bro.
I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. No.
I'm
talking about a child coming out of
you to
that
talk.
live with you, bro.
I allowed you to talk. So allow me to crush your dream.
All right, cool.
He went to the military. He's out. He has a job. I can't say what type of job he has. Step and foot, he was with me. Step and foot, he was with me. Taught him values. I'm his idol. That's why he does so well right now. Dad died. He was with me step and fetch. Don't do this, do that. Put this in your pocket. Save this way. Go into the military. Make something of yourself. Sherm, you're ready. You was weighed and measured from last week. You're bad at discerning, even though you think you are.
Hey, bro, I have four children that came out of my nuts, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, you cannot tell me that that's the same, bro.
You made a false assumption about me.
I watched 4 children come out of
okay, that's your business.
You cannot tell me that that's the same, bro.
Sir, that's your business. You made a false assessment about me.
No, I did not. You never fathered a child.
I am a leader.
The same thing,
I am a leader. I am a leader.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you never fathered a child.
Okay,
that
so what does that? Okay,
care of a nephew,
I got you. So that make me less than a man?
No, I could just tell. It just is what it is.
So wait. So when you said I did not have my own child and I raised my nephew into the man he is right now, is the only difference is that didn't come from my semen. So that means if I had an adopted child, that would be the same premise.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide.
Switch to fast setup and even faster checkouts. Switch to one system connecting every tool to every task, even as your business grows.
Switch to Square today.
I got my LLC by myself and I did not need any third party to help me.
That's great, but for some people, it could be intimidating. Search for Taylor Business Builder and see how we can help your business.
So what are you talking about?
Hey, man,
I can tell from your speaking style that you're not the man to raise a leader.
On this channel that is a father.
Kenny and Sean,
I guarantee you, they will tell you that it is nothing like taking care of somebody else's child that is not yours.
Y'all is clownish.
No, it's not, bro.
Clown talk.
So hold on. Going into all that, you know what I'm saying?
That is clownish.
Hold on. One mic, Joe, so we can hear. You know what I'm saying? Stay on topic. My point of saying what I said was in direct response to the question: are men failing at leadership? And Kenny just by some mistake,
jab, and I heard it.
It's not a jab. I'm talking directly to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I feel like you showing by not understanding what Sweeney was saying that some of us are failing.
You don't understand Sweeney. You haven't been around Sweeney long enough.
It has
You're
nothing to do
new.
with
You
that.
ain't
I'm
wiping
listening.
feet in the floor. You don't
I'm
see how he
listening,
spins
brother.
stuff.
Listen. All of that fine and dandy. Listen, I'm listening. All I'm saying
Fine
is
and dandy. That means you're brushing it off.
He tried. So look. Do me a favor. When I'm speaking, allow me to speak. I'm not cutting you off, right? What I'm telling you is,
you do a lot of cutting off since you came on this show.
There we go again.
All right, y'all.
So
listen. Let's just make sure we able to finish. Let's just hash through this. Let's make sure we don't spend too much time like dancing with this. I want to make sure we got an audience that's watching. We can have all the conversations.
I just want to.
Like we still talking about men failing at leadership.
Sorry about that. Had to handle some business with my kids. But how is it so far?
Let's make sure we get an audience what they came for.
So I want to answer Sweeney's question. I'm going to answer Sweeney's question. Again, men are failing at leadership. Men are failing at leadership, man. Look here. Part of the problem is, why is every man trying to lead every woman? That's not our job to lead every woman. Find a woman who you need in your life and lead her. And if every man does that, we'll be fine. Then we'll get the majority in order. But the problem is we always get that woman who don't want to be led. Dude, you knew she didn't want to be led before you said I do, before you played with your last name. That's your fault. You ran on that heifer's finger. Why are you doing that? Knowing she wasn't ready to follow. Knowing she didn't want to be led. Yet you still married anyone. You fail as a leader. You fail. Say what you want to. You fail.
Question: would you want to be led by a man You think you want to be led by a male? That is the question.
So you got to eat that. So we're going to sit there and blame all these women for falling off. Yeah, we got to take that L. Because most men hated these women. They kowtow to these women. That's why you got these dudes called simps. Lack of leadership in themselves. They do these things for these women. Even though they get...
I to this day, I don't know what a simp is anymore.
treated bad, talked too bad, acted bad, cheated on, all of that shit. If they still fall for that shit, where's the leadership in there? We can't say majority of men are leaders because they failing at it. That's they showing a bad example. So to answer your question, sweetie, how you gonna correct a man or address a man depends on the relationship I have with the man. If I have a relationship with you, sweetie, I'm gonna come with you, sweetie, what the fuck is you doing, dog? Why you acting like a damn fool? You doing some dumb shit. You want to mess around and get locked up? Then your kids got to see your ass behind a goddamn glass? You look like a fool out here. Go home and act like you got some goddamn sense. That's what I would say to you. That's how I would correct you.
What about the ones you don't have a relationship with?
The ones I don't have a relationship with you?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Matter of fact, Hank, this is exactly what I expected Henry to say. You let whatever happens to her happen to them. If they go out in the street and they act a fool and they get dealt with,
put my name in any years.
no, I didn't
Please
say
do
that.
not use my name.
Kenny,
Please
bro,
do not use my name.
Kenny,
Sweeney, it's at the point right now. Don't use my name. Just make your points. Just make your points.
I can use your name because
there's
I
too
asked
much
you the question
sucker shit
first.
going on.
What does that have to do with what I just did?
You just weighed and measured
Swing,
as for how they
swing, stay on me.
How they
Stay on me.
see
Stay on me.
people feel that they can talk any type of way over the net.
I got it. Hank, that's what I expected to be
This
said
dumbness.
was. What I expected to be said was, you let the shit happen to them. When they fuck up and the police show up and they got to go to jail, they go to jail. When they don't get a woman because they don't know how to act right or they don't know how to treat a woman, they don't get a woman. When they think that they supposed to get the results they get and they don't get them, you let them not get the results. You don't come in and fall on the sword for them and tell them always gonna be okay and I'm gonna help you through this and no, I'm gonna do it for you. No, you let them eat their own failure. That's what you would do to a motherfucker you don't give a fuck about. And then the nigga that you do give a fuck about, you'll try to help that nigga, but you're gonna still be like, hey, look, these your consequences. But here, let me show you how to not fall for that shit again. But you let men eat the failure of what they do in the world. You let them eat the consequences. What we have in society for specifically women, because I get what Hank is saying when he's talking about men picking the wrong woman and you're trying to lead the wrong woman. But I'm not talking about a woman for any man specifically. I mean, we're talking about women in general and men leading women in general. When you give women power, you have to also give them the responsibility and the accountability of said power. If you never give them that, and us as men keep trying to eat their failures and take accountability for their failures, you would never fix it. Either you can fix it by taking their power away.
Right then and there, what you said, that's part of your lack of leadership because you should have never gave the power. That's your problem. Why are you giving them power? Why are you doing that? They shouldn't have no power. If they have any say something like that, you feel as a man and as a leader. What power do they need to have, Sweeney?
Hey, that's a conversation for a different day.
And Sweeney, that's
so again, we can say this until an asteroid comes in and hits Earth. Am I not supposed to be nice? Am I not supposed to be civil with females? You're supposed to be doing that with your own. Well, quite frankly, what I'm hearing is you're supposed to treat your woman like she's like 3/5 of a human being because you feel that you're beneath her. That's usually what I'm getting nowadays. So if you're treating her like that, it's apropos that you would treat another woman like that, unless you don't like that woman anymore and you prefer to, I don't know, move on to the next woman. But it's quite obvious that being a simp is illegal, and that there should be more alpha males. But here's the truth of it all: you are scared to death of white people. You are scared profusely. You are just have your tail tucked between your legs when it comes to white folks. And this is one of the reasons why you have discussions of who you are and where you been and where's the next trip. Where are we going to go? Your problem isn't with the black woman. The problem is with white men, but you don't know that. You don't want to know that. It's too much for you. What are you talking about? I'll whoop the white. The white man's been whooping your ass for decades. Do what the Egyptians did. Do what the Egyptians did. You're just afraid of sacrifice. That's what you're afraid of.
That's what I was reverting to earlier. Like how the hell do you get into a situation like that in the first place? Like, why would you feel comfortable giving women that power as a man?
Again, we're talking about it on a personal level rather than on a macro level. On a macro level, women have the power to make their own money, get their own jobs, buy their own shit. Don't have to listen to nobody. They can move to the beat of their own drum. They don't have to be with you. So with that being said,
this is my home. These streets raised me.
Might get a little crazy out there today.
Media outlets from around the world await a verdict in Rodney King.
Maybe I can bring my son back up here.
All right, run it for me. Catalytic converters. They need platinum.
Sweetie, they can do all that when they're single. But if you with a man, you don't do all that. You don't move like that no more. You move differently.
But that's what,
and if that's your lack of leadership right then and there.
And that's the thing, though, is that what's happening now is that that's exactly what we see men are doing. They leaving their ass alone, and then we're telling them, oh, no, you got to go over there and try to fix them. No, the only way you can fix a person that doesn't know how to act right is you let them not act right and then deal with the consequences. The only thing, what they say, a hard head makes a soft behind. Once you start fucking up,
sweetie? Why are you trying to fix them? Why are you trying to?
I'm saying leave them alone.
My job is not to fix every woman. My job is to find a woman that's already ready made. I might have to tweak her here and there and show her what I like and what I don't like, but I'm not going to be doing an overhaul. Why would you choose a woman like you? Got to go fix a woman up? You know,
Bridge, does any of this shit make any sense to you? Does any of this shit make any sense?
That's an issue you don't want to deal with. Why?
So why is we as a society trying to fix them? Let society.
I don't know. Me like you are trying to fix them, sweetie. I ain't trying to fix these apples.
I'm telling them leave them alone.
Sweetie, you put the white flag
up. Leave them to their own devices when it comes to their taking responsibility for their own actions.
When is the last time you picked up something and protected anything?
I protect my family every day. What are you talking about?
Okay, then shut up.
So what does that have to do with society at large?
Okay, then shut up.
Do it.
So now we can
You never picked up nothing in your life.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't know me.
Let's make sure.
I know you.
Hold on, JR.
I watched the man back you down.
This dude just sat here and got on the panel because he got emotional because two other dudes called his ass out about something. Then you
call me out about what? What am I being called out about?
You got emotional because one person said you wasn't a
what am I
father,
being called out about? Name it.
And now you mad at me? Come on, bro.
Name what I got called out about.
I thought we was better than that.
Okay,
I remember when we was in a back chat, and I remember and we was on this show, and I told you
what I got called out about.
Don't bring the back chat up. Don't bring the back chat up.
Don't bring that up.
No, because
don't bring that up.
Because I remember telling you how a conversation with me and Mr. Lego devolved based off of people telling people to shut up. And how that can be problematic on a show, and yet you're gonna come up and you agree with me and say that can be problematic, but then you're gonna sit here and do it to me, and I ain't did nothing to you. Come on, bro. I thought we was better than that. Come on,
so
man.
let me. You want the laundry list of stuff that you did that I just let brush off my shoulder?
Hey, come on.
You want the laundry list right now?
Ken.
Hey, fellas.
But this is the thing, Bridge. This is the thing. I like this. Ain't this what they call sharpening swords? This is the most sword sharpened shit I've ever seen. Maybe they can agree to disagree. See, now they're not fighting with females, they're fighting with themselves. And you know how ugly they can get. You know how ugly you can get, but you get those ones that really crash out every 2 to 5 minutes. I'm not talking about that panel. I'm talking about a panel who's got a head within their shoulders and is very logical. Every once in a good while, you get those people who, do the crashing out online. But this is a long time coming. I like this. I like this a lot. Let's continue.
Hey, I want to see that happen tonight. I think we could get back on a topic. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see that right now. Because if y'all listen, hold up, gents.
Still got an audience, man, that's watching for the topic, man. Let's just keep it on topic. Everything we're talking about right now is not on topic.
Okay, let me stay on topic. Leadership. Leadership is being able to read the room and still stand on your square. Good, bad, or indifferent. You understand? There's things I could have ran away from that I ran toward because I know it stood for something. I don't have to bring out the army and back of me that would tell you I'm solidified. You understand? I just don't do that no more. A man just showed me after weeks and months what he really think about me. And that's what's really stewing in me. That's not emotion. If we was in any other circumstance, he'd have to show me. And I ain't number 5'9", 230. But he'd have to show me. When I talk to y'all, I talk to y'all with respect. Rewind the tape. I let y'all talk to me any type of way, and I say, please, let's just walk it back. Did you not hear that? But then you still looking for stuff that's not there.
How did I get disrespectful?
Then you talk to people like they stupid.
How did I get disrespectful? Because I would love to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, we're Visible. Getting set to travel this summer and need a wireless plan that'll keep you connected on the...
Because your beef wasn't with me. Somebody else said something to you, and then you caught an attitude. So how did I, Sweeney, talk to you disrespectfully? Because you told me to shut up. You didn't tell Sharm to shut up. You didn't tell Law to shut up. You told me to shut up.
What
did I say to you that was disrespectful?
Did I tell you shut up, or did I give you an example why you should?
You did say you gave an example, and then you said shut up. It doesn't matter how you said it. You said shut up.
Sweeney, it's your boy Shan. When you were answering Hink's question,
and you were right, Bridge. It's we can be egotistical now, all the time. As a matter of fact. But then again, it's fun.
You were being dismissive of Kenny's point, and that's when you said that's what I was expecting Kenny to say. That can be considered disrespectful.
Is that what you're saying?
But the thing is, you were talking to Hink right past Kenny. That in itself is disrespectful. Since you asked what was disrespectful, I decided go ahead and answer that for you.
Fair enough. And I would ask him,
no, I
is
got
that
you.
what you
I
meant?
got you. No, well, let's say it's not what you meant.
You saw the
No,
catalyst
I'm
as to
asking.
what I
I'm
answered
asking.
to.
I'm asking. Is
He gave
that
you the
what you
reference,
meant?
and now your mind should tell you that's the point that I answered to.
Okay, so
and that's when I ramped it up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If that's how you felt, that was not my position or how I was trying to present it. All I was simply saying was that this is how I expected you because I was talking to him. I referenced you because I asked you the question first. So I said, I just wanted to say, man, how I expected Kenny to answer it was that, and I gave my example of how I think I wanted you to answer it. That doesn't mean I was trying to talk past you. Hold on, wait, chill, bro. I wasn't trying to talk past you. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. If you took it that way, my bad. But that wasn't my intentions. My intentions were never to just talk past you and be disrespectful to you. I was just simply telling Hank, this is how I wanted you to answer the question, but you weren't answering it that way. But that's the answer I was expecting. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that
because I didn't answer it the way that you liked. It was not the right way.
Well, no, you didn't answer the question at all. No, you didn't answer the question at all.
Well, nevertheless, that's where it was. Well, at least
fair
one
enough.
of them.
And if that's how you took it, I apologize.
Well, wait a minute.
What you thought it was.
Wait, Sweetie, real quick. You ever heard the term passive aggressive?
Yes.
That was a passive aggressive apology. That's what we do when women say, "Oh, if I made you feel that way, then I guess I'm sorry." Either you're sorry, either you apologize or you don't. You don't have to say. You don't have to preface it with if that's how you took it. What if you took it that way? The point is, if you felt that you could have done something different, just say, "Man, you know what? I could have did it different. My bad."
I don't think there was any other way I could have said that.
Oh, then don't apologize. That's what we mean.
If you said don't apologize for making them feel some type of way, then fair enough. I take that. But I truly don't believe I could have said that any differently because I didn't see it as being disrespectful because I got better intentions.
And it's not. And everybody don't see everything, and it's cool. And I'll talk to you about it later on off this because we're not serving the audience right now. And I'll show you different ways that you could have. But we'll do it later. Another thing is, my man Sherm, when he asked Kenny, does he have children? And then he basically was like saying, "Oh, so until you have your own children, you won't understand where I'm coming from." And Sherm, I understand where you. The thing is, I used to get that argument now I have two sons. I'm 52 years old. I didn't have my children until I was my first son until I was 43. My oldest son, Rao, is 9 years old, and my youngest son is 6. Birthed. Second one, I had to catch him because the doctor didn't make it to the delivery room on time, and if I wasn't there, he would have fell on the floor. So I caught my son, slippery and all. But before that,
increase your profit and work less time with Kittle.
I've raised 14 young men to adulthood. Some from church, because I sat on the pulpit 25 years ago. Some from Kappa League.
Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This is what's needed. The discussion, heated debates. This is what we need. That's what we need to keep having. And the women obviously need to do the same thing. Not saying that, and often women get emotional at times, and it's more smoother, it's more interesting, but it's even a little bit more interesting when these dudes start speaking. Maybe this will help or this will hurt.
Because I'm in a fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, and we have an organization called the Kappa League where we go into the community and help boys that need mentoring. And in there is some that I took on personally. And then from extension, employees that's mine that I currently have and that I mentor and got to talk to them. Then when I was in the workforce 1,000 years ago, mentor, a lot of mentees there. I got people in my SR Army. I have a mastermind group. I mentor. So the thing is, people used to tell me, you have to have your own children to be able to understand. And that never made sense to me. I was like, why do I have to have my own kids to understand what's right or wrong in raising children? And I got these boys here that I've raised from the time that they can barely walk. Now, I wasn't there at the delivery room for them. The baby mom, but I've been with these boys all the way to college and sent them on to success.
I was there. I was there in the delivery room. I delivered my first and second child. So that was me.
Yes. Then when I have my own children, I realized, damn, I'm not raising them any differently. So a lot of times some people say you got to have your own to understand. I don't agree with that. And I'm saying that from having my own and not having my own. I've been on both sides of the fence. This is one of the arguments I get on. Shan, how can you give advice on relationships and you divorced twice? Because I've been single, I've been married, and I've been single again. I've seen I've seen all sides of the mountain. I know what it's like. Now I give my advice based on my failures. A lot of people give their advice based on their successes. I like to say where I failed to tell people what to avoid, because this is what I fucked up on. I don't want you to fuck up on that. But it's not necessary for somebody to necessarily be married to be able to give good marriage advice. That's what I think. It doesn't necessarily require somebody to.
Bingo. As I said the other day, and Bridge, I wish you were here. Needless to say, that we have people who think that marriages are the most important thing on God's green earth to be, for a man and a woman to combine together. I said, first and foremost, that is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard come out of a person's mouth. And it's awfully uttered throughout the YouTube sphere. First of all, you don't have to be married to make a family or to be in a relationship. You don't have to be married. Because quite often you're going to make, when it comes to finances, when it comes to economics, people are going to make money regardless. And whether if you're single nowadays, if you're single or if you're married, you're going to be in an economic struggle. And now, number two, why would a woman marry somebody or forcibly get married to someone and they're not happy? If you're not happy in a marriage, then it all goes left real quick. And you're spending more money on possibly child support, spousal support, divorce. You're spending all this unnecessary money, and it's going right back into the white man's hands. Why didn't you tell me I was on mute? I had to go back and hear what I said, but that's okay. Mainly, a lot of these Negroes claim that marriage is the end all be all. Okay, first and foremost, marriage is good. Find it the wife, find it the good thing. But the one thing about one thing that you're missing, if I am not happy and if she is not happy, if neither one of us is not happy to each other, and we force ourselves into marriage, it's not gonna work. Secondly, you're going to be spending a whole bunch of money on divorce, possibly child support, spouse support, because you know you're going to get her pregnant. The first sign of marriage, when you get married, you're going to want to fuck that night. So let's just keep it real. And then when you get married, right? When you get married to each other and there is no chemistry there, there's very little chemistry, very little this, very little loving, very little caring, very little touching, very little intimacy. You're just going straight to what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. It's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. And just like, and I hate to point this out, just like JP and Flora situation, I'm hearing little birdies out there. That their marriage is on the rocks already. That's not good. That is not good. That is not good. But they're rumors. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong about this. But like I said, I've been hearing little rumors and stuff that, you know, JP is not being who he says he claims he is, but that's to be expected. It's kind of cramping Flora's style, which, you know, it is what it is with those two. But that's a bad example. But you can't force nobody to marry you. You can't force people into marrying you. And I mean, if you have a good relationship with each other and you're in alignment with one another, and you know each other's strengths, you know each other's weaknesses, do's and don'ts, and you've mastered that stuff to the point where, I mean, we can go to the next level now, then off you go. But knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle, because you're in a marriage now. You're sacrificing. You have to sacrifice a lot of stuff that you wouldn't do if you weren't married. Prime example, if he's so used to going out late at night, you're going to have to cut that in half. If you're so used to being out with your girlfriends all night, you have to cut that in half. You're going to have to make that a special night. That's just what it is. It's mostly going to be family and certain people on the phone and the internet. I mean, if it's on the internet, and quite frankly, he or she knows what you're doing. If they don't have a problem with it, then cool, you good. But every once in a great while, we can meet up with each other and be cordial with one another, because obviously she knows your YouTube friend. He or she knows your YouTube people. Just like when I called my wife and I let her know that Deidre and the boys were in town, and I showed them where I was. And I showed them the peoples, and they always are. She all right, whatever, hung up the phone. Is domestic violence involved? No. And you know it is. No. Why would you end your marriage? Oh, wait. I know what you're saying. Well, let me work both traits. Okay. If a person has issues, let's start with the woman first. If you know that the woman has issues and you're willing to work it out with that person, that's very bold of you. It's very bold of you. I would seek counseling first. I would definitely seek counseling. I would go before God and try to get these things straightened out, because we would want to try to find out the root of the issue and why she is who she is. And if we can fix it, cool. If not, you gotta let her go. Same thing with the man. We have to know what, see, men like to hide their inner demons. They love to hide their little inner demons and within, and because they don't want to be no punk to nobody. It's not about being a punk. It's not about being a punk. It's about being human, expressing oneself. Like Bruce Lee often said, expressing yourself is not just with one fist, it's how your body motion is. When you're using Wing Chun, your body moves in motion, and it's basically expressing itself. When somebody is attacking you, it's pretty much, it's block and counter all day long. It's block and counter all day long. You're basically expressing yourself. You're expressing yourself within the world. You're to that one person that you're with, that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. You have to know how to express your feelings, because if you don't, that inner demon that is within that person is going to arrive at some point, and she's going to be part of that domestic violence, or she's going to be a victim. She's going to be a victim. She's also going to be a victim of him cheating. It's going to be a victim of him doing drugs. It's going to be a victim of him doing all sorts of things if you don't work these things out in advance before you say the words "I do." So you have to work those out. I hope that's clear enough. I hope that's clear.
To be single and be in the dating streets, like I think it was presented to Sweeney. That's what Kenny was saying. How long you been married? 14 years. Well, yeah, I think Sweeney, even though he's been married for 14 years and out of the dating game, he could probably still get some game. So I'm talking to everything and everybody that was bringing up, because I've been listening for the last hour. One thing that's still scrolling at the bottom of the screen are men failing at leadership. And you guys know I'm big on stoicism. Emotion has to be under control, gentlemen. This is to you, Kenny. This is to you, Sweeney. This is to you, Sherm. You lost it. He was cool at first, and you lost it at the end because he pissed you off. We all gotta be. We gotta wrangle our emotions, because at that point we don't want to hear shit from nobody. Everything is a defense mechanism. The sword is taken out, and anybody can get beheaded at that point. And how can we conquer the castle? How can we win our own relationships and our own homes if when we talk to each other we ready to scrap?
Want to change your career?
A Google Career Certificate in UX Design.
Digital marketing and e-commerce? Project management?
Gentlemen, if you don't take nothing away from what I'm saying tonight, take this. Even when somebody disses you, as long as they got distance, talk calmly. You'll get so much more across. I'll hear you better. I won't be ready. I won't be mad. You won't fire me off if you ask me, do I have kids? You won't fire me off if I say how long you've been out of the dating game. We got triggers. We just was talking about women pushing buttons, but we do that shit too. And tonight I heard a whole lot of we was buzzing, pushing buttons on this motherfucking dashboard all day long, all night long. Stoicism is really important because it says you can't control other people in the shit they do. All you can do is control yourselves. And each one of you guys in all these 8 squares can control themselves. And if you guys did that, this conversation would be served to the people that's listening to us instead of them. Probably, you know, I'm not in the chat. I stay out of the chat because I don't want to be triggered. But I'm assuming the chat is like, damn, what are y'all talking about? Like, oh, you know, let's get past this. Or why don't we end this?
Yeah, I was reading the chat. They pretty much, yeah.
And y'all know, y'all know. And so when we talk about leader, this topic literally is men failing leadership. I want you to do some self-reflection tonight, gentlemen. Don't evaluate each other. Don't nobody point fingers. I want everybody to look in the mirror and say, did I do my best in leading this conversation? And if you can honestly say, you know what, I could have did better, then you are in the position to be a great leader because you know that you got room to fix. If you feel that you did everything right tonight, do the replay, as they say. I just wanted to end with that before I go. I appreciate you, brothers. I got to run.
Yeah. And then also, just to kind of piggyback real quick what Shannon was talking about, but I regulated.
Allow me to be the ignorant one on the panel then.
Well, look, I'm just saying, you know, one thing about it, I say
I'm not guessing when I talk.
Right. I'm always going to speak on it. You know, when I feel like that is,
you know, on my behalf, if I got a little,
I think I got to extremely personal because then now I was surprised.
So yeah, I hope I answered your question, Bridge, because you know, I'm gonna get me a whole new microphone. I'm gonna give me a whole new microphone. But I hope I answered your question. Here's my final conclusion to all this. Whether you're in a sector, whether you're on a podcast, the older you get, the more you have to say to yourself, am I right being here? I know we're going through an election. I know emotions are running high because gas is high, food is high, and the food stamps that you got ain't even enough. Because by the time you buy just a few little groceries like milk and bread, just to make an example, you're already at $50. But that's that. I'm just making a statement. You get a few items here and a few items there, you're already at $50. And you got to stretch that 50. That's how bad it is. Rent's high. You know, you just got canned from your previous job. And even that little income, you have to stretch. You barely making ends meet because this economy is just terrible. You're close to being homeless. You're just trying to work some shit out. I mean, I thank y'all for the super chats. I thank y'all for the super chats. I thank y'all for the cash apps and everything. And I often said this is a hobby to me. But we all are going through a trying time right now. We're all going through it. And as men and women on panels and men and women on podcasts, we don't need to be crashing out too much. We just, my conclusion is to, number one, do what my friend always told me to do, is read the room first and foremost. Wait, screw all that. Handle your situation first before you even jump on anything. Handle that situation first. Handle your bills. And see how much you have for the week. See how much you have for the weekends, because most of us are going by check by check by check. and it's going to get worse as the years go on, as the months go on before this election, before they start electing a new president. It's going to get worse. And if you, like I said, if you think that Trump is going to give you another stimulus package, then big ups to you. What up, Young? Salute. If you think that Trump is going to give you give you another stimulus package, I think it's the 5th one, then hey, go for what you know. But take that money and do something constructive with it. Just don't spend it on any old thing. And if you think that Kamala Harris is going to give you reparations, which I know she's not. She's not going to give you no damn reparations. She ain't. But women, there are at least, give a ballpark, I say 60% of women are voting for her due to restitution. What's it? Basically, the right to get an abortion whenever they need it. That stuff. Again, I don't even know why I touched on it yesterday. I don't know why. I don't know why I touched on this shit yesterday. But I was just asking the question, has anybody ever heard of being arrested for having a miscarriage? I am only giving for perspective on this. No problem. No problem at all, bro. No problem at all. UK in the building. I hear that. But I was just giving a perspective of, has any woman ever heard about being arrested for having a miscarriage? I never heard of that shit before. But needless to say, it's going to be on you. I would prefer if we were organized, but we're unorganized. We're scattered all everywhere. This is the Willie Lynch effect. This is the Willie Lynch effect. Look across YouTube, all around. Look across. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. Men, belittling women, women belittling men. It's this. It is what it is. I mean, now we got colorism. We got dark blue, black, purple, hating on light skin. And then we got the elderly versus the young bucks. The young bucks are disrespecting the elderly. The elderly ain't taking that shit anymore. The elderly ain't gonna be taking that shit no more. So I never experienced it. I've never experienced it at all. People just hated you just because they hated you. And the only person that ever called me out my name was this white kid in school. And when I smashed him, I ended up getting in trouble by my teacher. Even though I told him, I ended up telling my dad. I ended up telling my dad about that. You know what I'm saying? But it's giving, it's give or take. What's going on, young?
What up? No, I get you on that. I get you on that. Now, for me, the colors and pattern. I saw someone else when I was younger as a child, though. I thought I was white, though. I thought, like in my head, I thought that because when I look at someone else like that, though, even though I had love everywhere and stuff like that, I didn't think I was who I was. You know?
Understandable. I'm just letting people know
I get you, man.
I'm just letting people know, it's like, do what you feel, but don't do it based on emotions. Do it based on what you feel. Because if you go based on emotion, if you go based on emotion and you end up losing, and she does nothing for you, or Trump does nothing for you, then you have to blame.
I agree. I'm not for either of them though. The only reason I check in is because I got family there, and also because I have to check because whether most people know it or not though, basically America has a strong international influence. If you don't do good, basically everyone else is not doing good. I have the UK. For me, we haven't recovered since the '08 crash, and I think it was like, I'm not sure which one it is, but you know what I mean. Like in '08, though, that there's this crash, and everyone else, I think it's somewhere in America. I can't remember though, right? I think in '08 or something, there was a crash, and then everywhere else, and UK hasn't really recovered. They've been on a downward spiral, but they found a way of stability while declining at the same time. Now they've completely fallen.
So how is it? Is it pretty much the same thing over there?
It is. We have a similar system. But what you call is a little different. Instead of Democrat and Republic, we got conservative and Labor, basically. So it's kind of similar party, but it's a little different.
Oh, okay. So it's basically the same thing. Okay.
It's the same system, but a little different. Like things is done a bit different there, but a little different though. Similar system.
Yeah, but what about the what do they call it? The not the labor laws. I'm talking about something totally different. A woman's right to reproduce a child. Is that being talked about often enough?
Kind of though, it's kind of similar. Like I mean, some of the issues that we go through is kind of similar in a way, but it's just a little different though. That's what I'm saying though. I'm not sure how to give the specifics on it though. All I'm saying is, you know what you're saying? No, it's kind of similar though. So like, basically, it's not the same, but basically, it's not there. But at the same time, it's kind of there, a little bit there. Like in a different form, not like the same way, but in a different form.
I know, but I'm saying it's like when you have to make a decision, right? Especially when you have to get on the polls and whatever. And a lot of these women are very, very sensitive. And so it's just like the other day, I went to the store, right? And they already had petitioners out there saying that would you like to sign for these women to have reproductive rights? And I guess I said, yeah, I guess. So I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I have 2 kids of my own. I have kids, and I don't plan on having any more. But I know how these women feel at times. But this is what I would say: I am for pro-life, but at the same time, if someone is getting beat down and the baby is on the verge of being deleted anyway, you have the right to choose whether you want to have or incest. If the dad rapes you or something like that.
Yeah, but that's the similar sense that I've got though. I'm kind of what yours is, but at the same time as I don't believe in it, but at the same time for certain reasons though, like certain reasons to me is okay though. Certain reasons. Let's say that if you're financially unable to support that child though, then that's very, very, very understandable, if you can't though. Like, only certain reasons I agree to, but I don't really agree to it, man,
I don't agree with it either. I listen. This is part of what when the elderly die, it's like the young are representing the elderly. It's like we have generations of kids who are pretty much are going to start with the elderly left off. And when you have a variety of children being deleted for whatever crazy reason, then that's just not cool with me. But again, like I said, at the same time, I understand only 2 things that I just mentioned. Only the 2. Any other excuse, I can't forgive you for that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's
I wouldn't
agreeable
even
then.
forgive my wife
Because once
if
you
she
have
would
it,
have
you have it, you know? No, say, you know, those two, you know, the points that you just mentioned, I agree to that though, man. That's understandable. But I'm saying what you're saying, that everything about that way, is it kind of like once you have it, you have it? There's no other excuse that either you want it or you don't.
Right. Well,
I mean, I
I
kind
would.
of get it though. You know, I agree to what you're saying though. Kind of like that, yeah.
I mean, I still don't understand, man. It's just why are we at this have to bicker back and forth? It's not good for anybody, man. You know, I mean, it would be right if we just came together as one people. It would be so easier then. But we just scattered all everywhere.
Yeah,
And we
I agree to what you're saying, no, but I also think that that's just human nature. It's no excuse for whatever behaviors we do and whatever wrong we do. Wrong is wrong, right is right, right? However, I think though, you know, in some way what you're saying, I agree to that. I think it's the only reason that's not happening, to be honest, is because it's human nature in some way, you know? Like basically our human nature in some way, basically, even though, you know, we shouldn't do something, we just do it.
what would
That's just how it is.
what would be a solution?
I don't know,
What,
to be honest though. I'd probably ask the same question. I'm not too sure at the moment.
where do you stand it now at the for the election? None of the above,
None of
right
the
or
above.
left? None of
No,
the.
I'm not
So
right
so
nor left. I'm
would
basically independent though. I'm just basically waiting to see what happens with that. So basically I wanna check in like basically what both have to offer and see which one is, you know, like, even though if they're both of them are wrong though, to me. It's just that at some point it's like less of the two evils or something like that, you know? It's just like basically that's the only two options, I guess. So I'm just gonna have to stay that one out. Even though if I can't vote, though, I can only see my perspective on it, though, because basically I'm just watching from the outside in, basically outside the box. I'm out there, and I'm just watching inside, so to see what's going on and see how it's gonna affect me in a way. You know, that's the only thing I can do though at the moment. I can watch from the outside. I can
Yeah,
give that. Though.
yeah. It's not going to affect me. It's definitely not going to affect me either way because what it is going to do though, it's going to make me laugh because I'm going to love it when these dudes who absolutely I don't want to put the word hate out there because hate is too strong. I'm just going to say dislike women for whatever reason, and if Kamala wins, I'm going to smile and I'm going to laugh my ass off if she wins. But most likely she won't win because I mean, men are going to the polls like dramatically and voting for Trump, which I'm not doing that either. But I'll have a fight with my in-laws, not my in-laws, but my dad's side of the family all the time and say, you need to vote Democrat. No, the hell I don't. No, I don't. But you can do that. It's like you're a traitor to the family. I guess I'll be a traitor today. Because what you put out there, if it doesn't come back to you, if you don't benefit from it, then that's your fault. It ain't my fault because I ain't vote for that person. And that person don't do for you. Let's just say Kamala's in office for 2 years and she presents all these policies and blah, 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 blah. And then in the next 2 years, it does absolutely nothing. She hasn't produced anything. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but also, right, I'm also gonna say this as well. Though. Let's say that were to happen as well. She's not just gonna affect everyone else at home in America. She's gonna affect internationally as well. Because you know, like in a way, like how strong America has a strong international influence. Even if they don't get involved so much, they have the international influence. Everyone wants to like trade with them. They got a business and everything like that. They go over to America because they have like opportunity and everything like that, right? So like basically, she's gonna technically affect everyone else in a global scale in a way, you know. in 2 years. Let's say that were to happen, you know? Like it may not be that massive, but it will be though. It'll hurt even more.
Are you saying it will help or hurt?
I'd say it hurt, not help.
Well, that's their problem. Not mine. That's
No, that makes sense though, but that's why I have to check just to see what's up, man. Because I'm already, you can't, like, basically for me, I ain't doing so good. And basically, like, you know, it's completely fallen, but it could get even worse.
No, it can't get worse, but what what we want as people, we're not going to get unless we raise holy hell for it. And this is the reason why I say, but they often talk about, well, marriage is the key. No, marriage is helpful. It's not the key necessarily, because how is marriage going to be the key when the person that you're married to is not really into you? You're forced. She's forced into marriage. You see what I'm saying? If the two aren't in line together, then it's not considered a happy marriage. It's not considered happy marriage.
I guess like an arranged marriage in a way though with that also is, you know, some people even when they're married, like when they have love and stuff like that, like love, you know, with some people they do this as well. You know, when they're first met, their love is there, but you know what some people like to do? Some just like to basically just stay for like coexisting. So just basically like they're not gonna argue constantly, but even when they do, they just do. That's just how it is. But they just decide to like basically coexist. Like, okay, you know, even though I don't have that much love for you, I'm still gonna basically coexist with you still, because you know that's it though. You know, it's not just for the family. It's not like basically being selfish for, you know, your own needs. To put yourself first in a way, but they're just coexisting because that's just how it is though.
But what they're talking about is like it helps them financially. Sure, it can help you financially if you're in sync with one another. But you're going to end up spending. But here's the thing: you're going to end up spending more money on divorce, and it's going to happen quicker than you think if you are not in alignment with one another. I can see that if you're in line with one another and it actually works for your benefit, sure, and especially in this economy. But if you are not, you're going to end up spending more money in the court system. You are. You're going to spend more money in the court system, and of course, you're going to end up getting her pregnant, which you're going to spend money on child support. You're going to spend money on spousal support. This brother Tyrese, he is crashing out again, and this time it's like I'm not waiting for him to do anything. I hope he doesn't do anything crazy. I just hope he doesn't. I just hope he doesn't do anything crazy. But we're waiting. Hopefully our brother has the mobility to go somewhere where he is where he's going to feel refreshed, and he's going to end up being somewhere where he's not going to want to come back to America, because America is just too toxic right now. We can't even come. We can't even make decisions. We're just fighting tooth and nail with one another as men and women of the community.
The whole West, I agree though, but I'd probably say that's the whole West in general, basically. The whole Western world, though, basically, that's just on a full decline. That's just pretty much what you're saying here is also the same in the UK as well. It's kind of similar in a way. Like, basically, kind of a similar system, similar issues. Just basically, everything's very, very, very different, though. The way it's done is different, but similar thing, though. It's kind of similar, though.
But in what country you're from?
I'm from UK though.
Ain't Shirley Temp? What is her name? The white girl in the UK right now? What is her name? I don't know if you know her or not.
Theresa May.
Doggone it. Pearly things. Pearly things. Ain't she in the UK?
Wait, you mean the queen that she passed away, man? Not the king though.
What?
King now though. She passed away.
Miss Pearly things passed away.
Mm-hmm.
You're bull.
No, I ain't
Bullshit.
lying. Nope. I'm telling the truth though, man. It's honest though. It's health reasons though, you know. Just natural causes, passed away. It's all true. I ain't lying though.
Whoa. Miss Pearly passed away?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, wow. I don't see nothing about her passing away.
Nah, because they managed to find a way to keep it, you know, some bit. They kept quiet for so long, and then they eventually announced that she was, you know, gone. They just managed to keep it so quiet.
No way.
Yeah. Now it's basically her son who's in
Nobody
charge.
ever done a video on it yet?
I don't know, man. They probably have, but I don't know. There's a lot. I don't know, to be honest, though. I can't explain that, though. I'm just being honest with you.
Okay. Oh, no problem. Hey, let me not talk about the dead. Okay. Well, Young, I got to be getting out of here. I got to be getting some Z's. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. But thank you for coming up and come back anytime. Come back anytime.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, cool. I got you.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, you're welcome.
Oh, I don't want to believe it. Oh, well. I mean, she wasn't one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, she wasn't one of my favorites. Hey, I guess rest in peace, Pearly thing. If that's true, you know. Yeah, love and respect. Love and respect. But y'all, this was fun. This was real fun, but I gotta go. I gotta go and attend to my loved ones real quick before I gotta go to bed and hit the next sunrise. But thank you for liking, subscribe, and if you aren't too proud, please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Peace.